known as this one-stop shop for NFTs. Can you explain in very simple terms what an NFT actually is and what it is not?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, Emily. So NFTs is just one of the things that Alchemy powers. An NFT is basically this idea of owning something in the digital world. For example, in the real world, if you buy the Mona Lisa and you have the original one, your friend can make a copy of it, but there's an art expert who will come and certify that you have the original one and it's worth a lot more. In the digital world, if you have an image and your friend makes a copy of it, no one knows who has the original one. But now that's possible. Thanks to blockchain technology, what you can do now is you can say, hey, I'm the original owner of this. And as a result, it accrues value of being the specific one that is the most valuable.
So we know that Jack Dorsey sold his first tweet for $2.9 million, even though you can still see that tweet on Twitter. Of course, there was the CryptoPunks artwork by Beeple, sold for $69 million. That said, the NFT market has gotten a little quiet over the last few weeks. What do you attribute that to, and what do you think the trajectory actually is?
Absolutely. So one of the things to understand is that NFT is not just a single product or a single company. NFT is a whole new industry that's being built up. And it has this idea of three pieces. You have this collection mechanism that humans innately care about collecting things. They care about scarcity, and then they care about showing off those things, which you can do way more effectively in the digital world than you can if you just have an art piece hanging in your apartment. So the NFTs, whether it's having a lull right now in the next month or so, that's kind of inconsequential, because what we're going to see over the next several years, we're going to have media, entertainment, athletes, musicians, games. All of these people are going to incorporate NFTs into their work, and this will be a cornerstone of blockchain technology and the first consumerized mass adoption of blockchain technology.
So that said, there are doubters out there. Randy Carver, Carver Financial Services president, recently said, "You're delusional if you think these things will have long-term value. You'll be able to file NFTs with Dutch tulips as items that skyrocketed in popularity and value before crashing." What do you say to the people who just don't get it?
You know, honestly, that's really exciting because it means that there's so much more potential. If everyone saw it, the market would be already mature, but because it's an early market, there's so much excitement. One of my favorite videos of all time is Bill Gates trying to explain to this reporter in 1982 why computers would be a thing and how this video technology and multimedia technology could actually provide a better learning experience than a book. And I think when you look at any new industry, blockchain, internet, computers, NFTs, you see a similar trend where there will always be people who are skeptical, but the true technologists are the ones who are able to see the potential applications even before anybody else does. And I think we have a very exciting several years ahead of NFTs.
So what kind of NFTs are going to be worth something big, and what kind of NFTs are going to be worthless?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think a good analogy here is looking at Beanie Babies. So Beanie Babies were definitely something that was very exciting. You know, in my childhood, my sister saved all the tags on her Beanie Babies. They're not that popular now, but this idea of collecting as a human inbuilt nature is something that's very prevalent even today, right? So when you look at any single NFT, is NBA Top Shot, which has sold over $500 million, going to be popular in 10 years? It's very hard to predict, but will artists and musicians be doing things in the real world that tie to NFTs? 100%. So it's very difficult to predict, but a lot of exciting things on the future.
Now, one of your investors, Coinbase, going public next week. How does that legitimize the crypto sector in your view, and what sort of has to happen in order for some of these ideas and obviously currencies to become more mainstream?
Absolutely. So we've been building Alchemy for the last 4 years, and now we power a majority of the space, and a huge transformation has happened. When we started, when we hired people, they would, talk to their parents or their wife or whoever it is and say, "Oh, I'm going to join a blockchain company," and the response would not be super excited. And Coinbase IPOing for probably over $100 billion will legitimize the space to everyone's friends and family of the people who are thinking about getting into blockchain. What this does is it opens up a whole new generation of talent that is open to exploring and building this new industry. And that's super exciting and will accelerate the whole space incredibly.
So what's your exit strategy? Obviously, there's a lot of demand out there. Wouldn't now be a good time for a hot NFT company to go public?
Absolutely. So Alchemy, backing up, is we're not just NFTs. Think of us as Amazon Web Services. We power the infrastructure behind most of the popular projects in the entire industry. And NFTs is one exciting category. We will go public someday. I don't know if it's going to be next week with Coinbase, but sometime in the future.